What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. I suppose most people are today, unless you work for Target, Bud Light, or Activision, on any of these companies that are currently embroiled in global backlash. What's interesting to me is just how uniquely brutal it's been and how it's picked its spots. You have Target, which is down nearly $16 billion in market cap, a 52-week low amid woke backlash. Bud Light, obviously, $20 billion down or whatever it was. But there are other companies that, pretty much avoid this kind of backlash, like Nike, for example, doing all their weird stuff, seem to always constantly avoid backlash. Perhaps they're too big to fail, but the fact of the matter is, these boycotts are having an effect, and they do matter because we're winning. Just a quick reminder, today's the last day you can do a customized Father's Day gift box with my company, Coffee Brand Coffee. Tomorrow will be the last day you can pick up a pre-built one. No matter how many times I remind people always, ask me the day after shipping closes down if they can get one. Tomorrow's it. And today's the last day you can customize build one. And they come in a nice glossy box, ready to give to dad. They're an absolutely great gift. And we're an apolitical company that doesn't care about politics. We care about making great coffee, tea, and cocoa. Now, what's interesting is this new round of threats is kind of reinvigorated. Target market cap loses $15.7 billion. Shares approach 52-week low amid woke backlash. Target's market cap has fallen over $15.7 billion amid backlash decisions surrounding their Pride merchandise as the stock dropped another 0.4% on Monday. Now, it is up today. Everything's doing really well today on inflation reporting, I guess. Target's market value was over $74 billion before the Pride displays made national news as tracked by Dow Jones Marketing Group. The retailer initially irked conservatives with Pride displays that featured items such as assorted children's apparel and, quote, tuck-friendly women's swimsuits. But some in the LGBTQ community have also become outraged when the displays were dialed back ahead of Pride Month. We're going to get to some of that outrage in a moment. Shares fell to $126.48 when the market closed on Monday after eclipsing $161 just last month. 3 Wall Street firms have since downgraded the shares on concerns over slowing sales. Target shares are just shy of 52-week low, $125.08. Now, I can tell you, the Target around my house in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, is still packed every day. That's like one of those stores that you just don't bother going to on weekends because it's so dang busy. That's essentially, the truth of it. I don't know about you. Also, remember that a lot of people shop on Target's website, which is easier to boycott just picking out something else, right? Citi analyst Paul lowered the stock on Friday to neutral from buy and pitted the troubled retailer against rival Walmart when Lewes, I don't know, said that Walmart would be gobbling up market share. Considering the competitive landscape, we believe Walmart is likely to continue gaining market share, and Target's high exposure to discretionary sales will not serve them well in the current macro backdrop, meaning, Walmart has groceries, motor oil, things that people need. I think Target probably has motor oil too, tools, all this stuff. Target has crap you don't need for the most part, higher end makeup, things of that nature. Despite the recent stock pressure, we cannot recommend investors buy the stock given these dynamics and now believe the risk reward is more balanced, but the risk is more to the downside near term. He also highlighted Target's 13.9% drop in store traffic. Okay, well, there it is. In the final week of May, as inflationary pressures subdued consumer spending over Memorial Day weekend, this drop coincided with the Pride controversy making national news. A 14% drop in foot traffic in the stores, that's legitimate. That's not a small amount. Also, last week, Key Bank Capital Markets cut the retailer's shares to sector weight from overweight as a resumption of student loan payments. stipulated by Congress, debt ceiling agreements pose a sizable headwind for discretionary spending. Again, people don't buy things they need generally from Target. Maybe a few of the items they need, but it's largely a luxury. And this is exactly why it's so easy, why they're getting hit, because it's easy to just go to Walmart instead. I can't imagine there's a city around that has a Target but not a Walmart. But now things get worse. Target stores see more threats over Pride merchandise. Locations in at least 5 states were evacuated this weekend. Of course, nothing was found. Target stores in at least 5 states were evacuated this weekend after receiving various threats. Though no explosives were discovered, the incidents tie into the backlash of the retail chain's Pride Month merchandise. The threats Saturday in parts of Oklahoma, New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Louisiana mirror those made in recent weeks in Ohio, Utah, and Pennsylvania. In most instances, unknown individuals emailed the threats to local news outlets. The FBI and Regional Joint Terry Team Task Force have been assisting with the investigation in some jurisdictions. Yeah, good luck. If they have any time, maybe they can figure out who's doing it to Tim Pool and myself constantly. They'll probably find them because it's Target and it's not a private citizen, because corporations matter more than individuals. Law enforcement investigated the threats and determined all stores safe. Target said in a statement, all stores are currently open and operating regular hours. An email sent to Oklahoma TV Center, station KFOR, on Saturday afternoon listed 7 locations in and around the area, starting with the message, "We're going to play a game," and ending it with 4/19/1995, the date of the Oklahoma City incident. The email claimed 2 of the 7 Target stores had devices in them. Several news outlets notified Oklahoma City police of the threats. Police Department Gary Knight said in the statement, after stores were evacuated as a precaution, police did not find any suspicious items there. Target weeks prior announced that it would pull back its merchandise for Pride after threats over this year's collection. In a statement in late May, Target spokeswoman Kayla Castaneda, "Given these volatile circumstances, we are making adjustments to our plans, including removing items that have been at the center of the most significant confrontational behavior." Now, this was the tuck swimsuits, almost certainly, and also probably the kids' books. News outlets in Vermont, New Hampshire, and New York received the same threatening email Saturday, according to South Burlington Police Chief. The message, which accused Target of betraying the LGBTQ community, named a store in South Burlington, Vermont, and one in Plattsburgh, New York, and Keene, West Lebanon, New Hampshire. Burke said his officers helped evacuate the store and do a cursory search to render the store safe, which lasted about 25 minutes. "I had to think it had quite an impact locally," he said. "It makes people a little bit uneasy to think of what's going on." See, what happens is those 500 people in the store, I don't know, is that a fair number? 300 people in the store at the time. They all went home and told their wives, told their husbands, told their friends, posted about it on Facebook. This is actually an extremely effective way to get people to stop going to Target, because they're going to say, "Well, I'm just going to Walmart. I don't want to." And then these people in the store probably had no idea about like the LGBTQ backlash and stuff like that, right? So they get home, they start Googling, they see a video by me. By the way, if you're new and you haven't yet subscribed, or if you've been watching me for a while and you haven't yet subscribed, please do subscribe down below with wherever you're watching, YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey. It means a lot because YouTube makes it very difficult for people to find my videos. The police chief goes on, "We're seeing more and more of this type of behavior in terms of swatting at schools locally, in terms of stores like Target nationally, referring to the practice of calling in fake emergencies to provoke a heavily armed response from police." Well, yeah, I mean, I know plenty about that, but I would also say, I think it's pretty important that they do figure out a more reliable way to, figure out who's doing this stuff. At a local Pittsburgh location, multiple law enforcement agencies investigated and determined the threat to not be credible at the time. They still have to. Police in Lafayette searched 2 stores there, reviewed security footage after the threats were sent to multiple news organizations. The unknown sender said Target betrayed the LGBTQ plus community and are pathetic cowards who bowed to the wishes of far-right extremists who want to exterminate us. Now, do I think that these were actually sent by an LGBTQ member or members of the community? No, I do not. That said, I don't know that for a fact. And, you know, I think that they'll probably continue to happen. It's, you know, it's a cowardly act. I don't care if they were doing it to my worst enemy. It takes away important resources from communities that actually need them. People actually need help. It also puts people's lives in danger, you know, sending armed responses and things like that. But ultimately, this is all very, very bad for Target. And they could have just, you know, the problem is, even guys like me who have always been a live and let live type person, I'm starting to get worn down. It's like the slippery slope. I keep seeing these memes. Just let them get married. Okay, cool. And then by the end, it's like, oh yeah, you know, your kid's got to learn about it in elementary school, or we're going to kick you out of school. And like that weird stuff is happening. I reported on the Publica yesterday. I don't know if you saw the video, but I reported on the Publica YouTube channel. I made a community post here on the Quartering about another teacher that went after students. It's insanity. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're informed by it. And if you were, please do leave a like on it, and we'll talk to you again real soon.